Every single thing around you, your achievements, your relationships, your health, even your identity has been shaped by one tool: language. Let that sink in for a second. The words you speak and the words you speak and the words you think have the power to shape everything in your life. It starts with you. The language you use to describe yourself is the language you're living. If you walk around saying, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never make it," guess what? You're reinforcing a story that keeps you stuck. But what if you began to change that story? What if you started to say, "I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm capable"? You would see your world begin to shift. That's the magic of language. You speak your future into existence. The words you choose to say to yourself directly impact how you feel, how you act, and ultimately what you achieve. Let's talk about the power of words for a moment. Words are not just sounds, they are vibrations that influence your brain, your body, and your environment. Words can inspire someone to take massive action, or they can tear someone down and rob them of their confidence. You felt it, haven't you? That moment when someone's words lifted you up or crushed you, it's that powerful. Imagine the impact you can have if you choose your words with intention, if you commit to speaking words of encouragement, belief, and possibility, not just to others, but to yourself. Your inner dialogue is everything. How you talk to yourself matters more than anything else. If you keep telling yourself, "I'm not enough," or "I can't do this," you're not only planting doubt in your own mind, but you're creating a reality where you're constantly fighting against your own potential. Change your self-talk and you change your results. Speak to yourself with kindness, with power, with belief, and watch how your life transforms. Now think about your relationships. The language you use with those you care about, the way you communicate, express gratitude, express love, determines the depth of those connections. Words like "thank you," "I appreciate you," "I'm proud of you" build trust, strengthen bonds, and create an environment where growth is possible. But words like "you never," or "why don't you," can tear relationships apart, sometimes without us even realizing it. So what kind of language are you using? Are your words lifting others, or are they limiting them? You have to understand that the words you use with others and with yourself are never neutral. They either move you closer to your goals or keep you stuck in the same place. If you want to break free from your limitations, you must start with your language. Language is the foundation for everything you want to build in life. If you want a different outcome, a different reality, you must change how you speak about your world. Think about the language you use when you face challenges. Are you saying "this is impossible" or "I can't do this"? Or are you saying "this is tough, but I can find a way"? The way you frame your challenges determines whether you'll face them with power or with defeat. Words like opportunity and growth help you embrace challenges as stepping stones to something greater. Your language shapes your identity. Who you believe you are and who you are becoming is a direct result of the words you speak. If you identify with being a victim, you will continue to speak in ways that reinforce that identity. But if you begin to speak as someone who is unstoppable, capable, and deserving of success, you will start to embody that person. Your words shape who you are becoming moment by moment. Emotions are also influenced by language. Have you ever noticed how a few words can make you feel on top of the world or completely deflated? The right words can spark motivation, shift your mood, and drive you into action. They can turn anxiety into excitement, fear into courage. Start paying attention to how words make you feel. And you'll see that your emotions don't just come from external events, they come from the language you use. And then there's gratitude. The simple act of choosing to speak in a way that focuses on the positive, on what's working, can completely shift your experience. Saying "I am grateful for this moment," or "I'm thankful for this moment," or "I'm thankful for this lesson," transforms obstacles into opportunities. The more you choose words of gratitude, the more you create a life that reflects abundance, not scarcity. Speak words that empower, uplift, and create the future you desire. Don't let your language be the result of default reactions to the world around you. Take control. Your words are your power. What are you going to create today? Language is far more than just a way to communicate. It is a tool of creation. Every thought, every idea, every intention you have begins as a mental image, and language is the bridge that turns those abstract thoughts into concrete reality. When you speak, you are giving form to your ideas, imbuing them with energy, and setting them into motion. The words you choose create pathways in your mind and the world around you. They influence how you perceive challenges, opportunities, and even your own potential. Think about it when you declare something. You are not merely stating a fact, you are setting a command. For example, if you say "I am successful," you are shaping your self-image and creating a blueprint for your actions. Your words will dictate your decisions, how you respond to setbacks, and ultimately the level of success you achieve. Language does not just describe the world, it creates it. Words also have the power to manifest your desires into the physical world. I can, and I am are powerful affirmations that align your inner world with the outer world. The act of speaking these words anchors your intentions in reality, giving them direction and purpose. When you speak positively and with conviction, your mind and body align to make those words come true. By consciously choosing empowering language, you open doors, break through limitations, and create the environment needed to manifest your goals and dreams. Language is the spark that ignites action, and action creates results. The power of words is undeniable. Words are not just a means of expressing thoughts, they are the very force that shapes our experiences, drives our actions, and defines our reality. When we speak, we send out vibrations into the world, and those vibrations come back to us in the form of actions, outcomes, and relationships. Every word carries with it an energy, and that energy influences how we see ourselves and the world around us. Think about how a simple compliment can light up someone's day, or how an insult can bring someone down. This is the power of words at work. They can lift people to new heights, inspire greatness, or destroy confidence in a split second. The words we choose to speak to others hold the power to build trust, create connections, or drive wedges between us. Similarly, the words we speak to ourselves, the language of self-talk, directly influence our self-worth, confidence, and potential. If you tell yourself, "I can't," or "I'm not good enough," your subconscious mind begins to believe those words and makes them true. Conversely, if you tell yourself, "I am capable," or "I will succeed," you are reinforcing the belief that you can overcome any challenge. Words have the power to shift our emotions, to fuel motivation, and to reframe our perceptions. The way we speak about a situation or ourselves can turn a setback into a lesson, a failure into a stepping stone. In essence, words are not just tools of communication, they are tools of creation. The way we use them can literally reshape the course of our lives. Self-talk is one of the most powerful, yet often overlooked, forces in shaping our lives. The internal dialogue we have with ourselves is a constant stream of words that runs beneath the surface of our conscious thoughts, and it is far more influential than we realize. Every time you think, "I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed," or "this is too hard," you're feeding your mind negative beliefs that shape your actions and limit your potential. On the other hand, positive self-talk words like "I am capable, I can do this," or "I am worthy" becomes the foundation for confidence, resilience, and success. The nature of your self-talk directly impacts your self-image and, by extension, your reality. If your internal dialogue is filled with self-doubt and criticism, you begin to see yourself as incapable, weak, or inadequate. This leads to a lack of action, a fear of failure, and a self-fulfilling prophecy where you shy away from opportunities because you believe you're not worthy. However, when you change the tone of your inner conversation, when you choose to be kind, encouraging, and empowering to yourself, you unlock the ability to break through barriers, tackle challenges, and move forward with unwavering confidence. Self-talk doesn't just influence how we see ourselves, it also impacts our emotional state. Words like "I'm overwhelmed" or "I'm stuck" create feelings of anxiety and helplessness, while statements like "this is difficult, but I'm learning" or "I'm finding my way" inspire a sense of hope and determination. Your self-talk doesn't merely reflect your thoughts, it shapes your reality. It's the silent conversation that runs your life, whether you're aware of it or not. Language is not just a tool for communication, it is the lens through which we perceive the world. The way we use language to describe our experiences directly shapes how we interpret and interact with reality. Our words have the power to frame situations, people, and even emotions, influencing how we perceive them and how we respond to them. When we label an event as a failure, it immediately triggers feelings of defeat, discouragement, and limitation. But if we reframe that same event as a learning experience or an opportunity for growth, the entire situation shifts in our perception. The power lies in the language we use to define and interpret what happens to us. Consider how language shapes our perspective on challenges. If you tell yourself this problem is too big to overcome, you've already set the stage for inaction and defeat. But if you say this challenge is difficult, but I have the skills to handle it, you instantly empower yourself to find solutions. Language in this sense is not just descriptive, it is prescriptive. It guides our mindset and influences our emotional response. Language doesn't just reflect our perception of external circumstances, it shapes our internal world too. The words we choose to describe ourselves, our capabilities, and our potential determine how we view our own identity. "I am not good enough" creates a perception of inadequacy, while "I am worthy of success" nurtures self-belief. How we speak about the world, others, and ourselves influences how we see everything, making language an incredibly powerful tool for shaping perception. Words are the foundation of every relationship, whether personal, professional, or casual. The way we communicate what we say, how we say it, and the tone we use determines the depth of our connections with others. Words can either build bridges or create walls, either strengthen trust or erode it. A simple thank you can express appreciation and reinforce a bond, while a careless or harsh comment can create distance, hurt feelings, or even end a relationship. The power of language in relationships cannot be underestimated. In intimate relationships, the words we use convey not only our thoughts but our feelings, desires, and intentions. A well-timed, heartfelt compliment can uplift a partner, while criticism, if not delivered with care, can chip away at their self-esteem and trust. The language of love expressed in words of affirmation, encouragement, and support creates a safe, nurturing environment for growth and connection. Conversely, the language of blame, accusation, or disrespect can lead to misunderstandings, conflict, and disconnection. In professional relationships, words are equally vital. Whether you're giving feedback, offering encouragement, or negotiating an agreement, the way you communicate directly impacts how others perceive you and how they respond to you. Words of encouragement inspire teamwork and productivity, while negative or dismissive language can demotivate and create a toxic environment. Clear, respectful communication builds trust and credibility, fostering collaboration and mutual respect. The language we use shapes the dynamics of every relationship we have, and when we choose our words wisely, we create connections that are stronger, more supportive, and more meaningful. The language we use has a profound impact on the course of our lives. Whether we realize it or not, our words shape how we see ourselves, how we interact with others, and how we respond to the challenges life throws our way. If you want to change the trajectory of your life, the first step is to change the way you speak both to yourself and to the world around you. When you change your language, you change your mindset. If you constantly say, I can't, I'm not good enough, or this is impossible, you are reinforcing beliefs that limit your potential. But when you begin to replace these words with affirmations like I am capable, or I will find a way, your mindset shifts from one of scarcity and defeat to one of abundance and possibility. This change in thinking directly influences your behavior and decisions, empowering you to take bold action and pursue your goals with renewed confidence. Language also shapes how we experience the world. Consider how different it feels to say, I have to versus I get to. The first phrase carries a sense of obligation and resistance, while the second invites gratitude and a sense of opportunity. Changing your language in this simple way transforms mundane tasks into chances for growth and fulfillment. By consciously choosing words that are positive, empowering, and action-oriented, you begin to rewire your brain to focus on solutions, opportunities, and possibilities. Changing your language is not just about altering how you speak, it's about altering the way you live. Language is not only a reflection of our thoughts, it is a powerful tool in shaping our identity. The words we use to describe ourselves, the labels we attach to our personality, abilities, and worth, directly influence how we see ourselves and ultimately how we show up in the world. Every time we speak, we reinforce or challenge the beliefs we hold about who we are. For example, if you constantly refer to yourself as shy or not good enough, those words define your sense of self and limit your potential. Over time, you begin to internalize those labels and adopt them as part of your identity. Conversely, when we speak with words of strength, possibility, and empowerment, we create an identity that is confident, capable, and resilient. If you start saying, I am a problem solver, or I am someone who learns from failure, you build an image of yourself as someone who can handle challenges, someone who grows and adapts. Your language shapes not just your behavior, but your beliefs about what is possible for you. The words we use also define how we relate to others and the roles we play in our relationships. If you see yourself as a leader, your language will reflect that. You'll speak with conviction, inspire others, and take action decisively. If you see yourself as a victim, your language may be more passive or apologetic, which limits your agency. In essence, language molds the very identity we project and shapes the life we create. How you speak about yourself is who you believe yourself to be. Language has an undeniable power to shape our emotions. The words we choose not only describe our feelings, but they also influence how we experience them. Our emotions are often a direct result of the language we use to interpret situations and internal states. For example, if you describe a challenging situation as overwhelming or impossible, those words amplify feelings of anxiety and helplessness. On the other hand, if you frame the situation as a chance to grow or a temporary hurdle, you shift your emotional response, cultivating resilience and optimism. Self-talk, in particular, plays a pivotal role in how we manage our emotions. The phrases we use when we talk to ourselves can either fuel negative emotions or help us regulate and reframe them. If we repeatedly tell ourselves, "I'm not good enough," or "this is too much for me," we trigger feelings of inadequacy, frustration, or sadness. However, when we choose language that is compassionate and empowering, like "I can handle this" or "I'm doing my best," we invoke feelings of confidence and calm. Words also influence our emotional connections with others. The way we speak to people can either foster trust and warmth or create tension and conflict. Saying "I appreciate you" can create feelings of gratitude and closeness, while words of criticism or blame may trigger defensiveness or resentment. The language we use impacts not just our emotions, but the emotional atmosphere of any situation, and ultimately shapes our overall emotional experience. Gratitude and positivity are two of the most transformative forces in life, and language plays a crucial role in cultivating both. When we speak words of gratitude, we are not just acknowledging the good in our lives, we are actively reinforcing a mindset of abundance. Saying "I'm grateful for this moment" or "thank you for your support" shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. This simple shift in language invites positive emotions, creates feelings of contentment, and nurtures an attitude of appreciation that can carry us through even the toughest of times. The power of positive language extends beyond gratitude. When we consistently use words that emphasize possibility, growth, and hope, we align ourselves with a mindset that sees challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Statements like "this is a chance to learn" or "I'm excited about what's ahead" transform our perception of the future, replacing fear with excitement and doubt with confidence. By framing our experiences positively, we don't just change how we feel in the moment, we change how we approach every situation. Speaking with gratitude and positivity also impacts the people around us. When we express appreciation or optimism, we uplift others and encourage a shared sense of hope and connection. The more we use words that reflect gratitude and a positive outlook, the more we cultivate a life filled with those very things. Positive language doesn't just reflect our mindset, it shapes it, helping us attract more of what we want into our lives. When we speak, we are creating. Every word we utter sends a message not just to others, but to our own minds, to our future, and to the world around us. This is why speaking with purpose is so powerful. When you choose your words intentionally, you direct the course of your life with precision and clarity. Each word becomes a brushstroke in the painting of your future. If you speak with intention, you create the life you desire. If you speak without thought, you may create a life that simply happens to you, rather than one that is crafted with care. To create with purpose means to be deliberate in how you communicate, both to yourself and to others. When you say things like "I will achieve this goal" or "I am committed to this path," you are aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions toward that outcome. Your language builds the foundation for what you will do next, how you will persevere, and how you will overcome obstacles. The more specific and focused your words, the more clarity they give you about your direction. Purposeful language also plays a key role in manifesting your dreams. It goes beyond empty affirmations. It's about using language that reflects the goals and values you want to embody. When you speak in alignment with your purpose, you send a signal to the universe that you are ready for what's next, and you open yourself up to the opportunities that match your vision. In this way, words aren't just reactions, they are the creations of your future. The words you speak are never just words, they are the blueprint of your life, the seeds of your success, and the foundation of your identity. Every time you speak, you are shaping your reality, defining your future, and influencing the world around you. So I challenge you today, choose your words with purpose, speak with intention, and recognize the immense power in your language. Whether you're speaking to yourself or to others, know that your words can uplift, inspire, and transform. You are the creator of your life, and the language you use is the most powerful tool you have. Speak as if your future depends on it, because it does.